would have been nearly. Was pretty well struck by Nisanka as well. Overton dropped it short. Nisanka very quickly onto the pull shot.
Short ball from Overton. I think he just slipped out the crease, digging it up, scratching around, just looking at the Liam Dawson. That's all fine. Pulled in, but it was a great effort from Duckett. Sure, he was expecting it first up, diving, one-handed effort. I think Jamie Over just slipped a bit on the crease, dragged it down. Sure, he was expecting it first up, diving, one-handed effort. I think Jamie Overton just slipped a bit on the crease, dragged it down. It's like 3 runs from it. It's an effort ball. It's a short ball. It was one with a cross seam, and it was a great effort. Fingertips. It will go down as a drop catch, but that was a tough chance for Ben Duckett.
Well, we're talking about chances, half chances. Think of a fraction, an eighth of a chance, we call that. That's the way for 4. That's a very confident shot. Well, Nisanka might well have started with a boundary. Shara with that full, slightly wide of off-stump delivery from Overton was showing him how to do it.
Overton from around the wicket. Width, we've seen on this surface, when you give a batter width, he's had a chance to have his hands free. The best surface we've had in the week.
And a play and a miss. Well, you feel that these two are not going to hold back, and you can understand that. The challenge is an immense one. And being patched up on the wrong side of the boundary rope. This time straight to Jacob Bethel, just behind square on the offside. Let's try and put all in perspective. Highest ODI totals between these two. Sri Lanka's 366 for 6. 2018 that was, at the same stadium. Challenged by the 357 for 3. That's 8. That's going to be 4 though. Well wide of slip, well wide of third man. It's not as though the message hasn't been made before. If you bowl on any of these pitches, the good ones, the bad ones, with a new ball wide of a stump like this, this is the risk.
It's playing away from the body. That's what you want as a bowler for the batter, trying to get him to play away from his body, but that is just too wide from Jamie Overton.
That at least shapes back in. And believe it or not, we've had 1 over. Sri Lanka's chase is 11 without loss. Well, you can say it needed a brisk start, and Sri Lanka have got that first over, well above the asking rate. 11 without loss from 1. Asking rate is plummeted to 7.08 as a result. Now, surely the message. We've seen this, whatever the targets, whatever the conditions. We saw Sri Lanka start today by bowling straight and controlled, and England paid respect to that. Surely England, Overton, Curran, whoever, with this new ball, need to try and replicate the same. That'll do. Nice bit of shape in with the left armour in swinger. No room to swing the bats. Decent length. there are so many times in this game where just the simple basics do the job.
Yeah, can you do the simple things for long enough? And that's what they've got to be looking in this power play. England's power play was 40 for 1 off the 10 overs. They were respectful. Sri Lanka bowled well, the ball straight, good areas.
Just the one. Yeah, from Mishara, he had the perfect start. Nice look at the wind. That was slightly edgy, yes, but it was perfectly safe. Just some adjustments being made in terms of personnel into position. And from Mishara, 3 on the onside. There's a slip in. Another 5 on the offside after that as well. Curran sticks to a straight line. This is good from Curran so far.
And Fernando and Lanka hit the boundary. England did well at rotating strike.
Not now. We got to wait.
लाइव मैच देखने के लिए वीडियो को लाइक करें और पहले कमेंट में लिंक पर क्लिक करें। ऐप इंस्टॉल करें और लाइव मैच शुरू। लाइव मैच देखने के लिए वीडियो को लाइक
A little bit straighter.
It's the one from it. It's 12 for none.
As opposed to Aaron a little bit straighter.
I feel like an illicit spectator trying to sneak a look between the stands. It's all right, it's just our drone. I think we're licensed. That are being challenged tonight to make over 350, 358 the target. That's with a swing from Overson there, and it ended up in exactly the right place. So Zanka might have seen something early on in his mind, would have thought, oh, maybe there's something clippable here through the onside. In the end, had to just drop a bat on it.
Good team position from Jamie Overton, not trying to hit the deck too hard where he did in the first over where he got punished for a little bit of width.
Yeah, this is much better. This is what you'd have hoped for with a bit of forethought in the first over of this innings. So far, so good in the second over of this spell. 3 dot balls in a row. 3 straight balls. Just proves what can be done.
Started the second ODI a lot like this, which was trying more to try and sort of pitch it up, ball a lot straighter.
Long way. That's the danger. And it is just a small error in the end of line. That's what he might have been thinking of earlier in the over, but he's picked this up absolutely beautifully.
Lovely shot. And it's the line from Jamie Overton. He's trying to swing it back home, away from off stump. Sanka's just waiting nicely and picked it up beautifully.
That's straight down the bounds. Couple of bounces away from 4. It's as if Patton Nisanka said, well, just have a little look when you're bowling it straight, just to get a feel for it. And now that he's got that feel for it, my word, it's changed very dramatically in the space of 2 balls. 6 followed by 4, still 1 ball to come.
Yeah, it's good batting. Very, very good batting from Nisanka, because he's possibly thinking, is he going to go aggressive? Does he go short ball, bring his length back?
Away for 2. Yes, coming back for the second. Makes it very, very comfortably. So suddenly an over that seems to be going well. Goes badly for England. Another 12 from it, 24 without loss. Well, this time it's Mishara who goes up and over. Very confident over the top of the head of Harry Brook. 1 bounce and into the boundary, over the boundary for 4.
Getting overpitched. Bit of width. 7 and a bit and over. And more. Big shots coming in. Now probably thinking Pearce off the ball now.
That's it hard. It'll be an amble single though, that's all. There are a couple of shots he played in the previous over from Sam Curran on the up, a bit of width, where he lost his shape. These men, Nisanka against Overton, kept their shape beautifully for these last few blows. Balance was really, really good, so you get weight into the shot.
And Harry Brook showed in that first innings that if you get into a good position, you do keep your shape, you do keep your balance. You use your hands, not trying to hit it too hard. You can get a huge reward, even if the surface is slowing down. Now we're just seeing 2 or 3 boundaries where it was. I said not trying to hit it too hard.
That could easily be 4 as well. It's flicked away behind square. So Curran and Brook have decided the best way they could try and keep things quiet now is to have the man out at deep square leg very square, the man out long on. And again, it requires such precision with the line. So when this goes behind square, no one anywhere near it to cut it off.
No, and that's just Sam Curran trying to swing the ball back onto Nisanka's pads. Unfortunately, the starting line didn't quite get right, and it swung.
Well, we might have seen problems the last couple of games with batsmen coming to terms with slow pitches and coming to terms with their timing. Not been the case in this third game at all. We saw right at the start of England's innings, for instance, where Arnold playing some lovely shots on the up, timing them well. We've seen the magic from Root and the magic fireworks from Brook. Now we're getting a thrilling start from Nisanka and Mishara. Would be a bowl race, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, some of the shots that Harry Brook were playing were just not fair. From a bowler's point of view, they're just not fair. When you can hit it from a standing position over the top of extra cover for 6, I mean, who would be a bowler?
Nice shot. Well, nice shot for none, but already damage done in the over. Pace off from the bowler's hand, pace on from the batsman's end. Brilliantly played, just let it come. And again, just that little fraction was all it took. 14 from the over, 38 without loss. Well, the words pace off were mentioned just now, and there will be pace off. This is a thrilling start from Sri Lanka. 38 for the first 4 overs of the power play. Well, despite the hand slow ball, Mashara here spotted that very quickly, adjusted the shot, timed this beautifully, and away it went. Right, so official pace off at the other end with Liam Dawson. And that's got with a lovely shot again. Trying to save one, but he has found that gap beautifully.
Might be pierced off by Liam Dawson, but all a little bit flatter. And it's a beautiful shot. Great hands from Nasanka. Gets back to his crease. Pressure now on England.
Goes again, this time straight to Ian Ahmed. A little bit straighter from Dawson. Slightly fuller, so just the one this time. The men in the deep with the power play restrictions. The one we saw there, out at long off, there's deep square leg as well. A change for the left-hander, where now the 2 men in the deep are long on. And a very square, deep square leg. In fact, just in front of square, more of a deep mid wicket.
A line from Dawson. Dawson's been a go-to man for Harry Brook. 10 overs in both of the first 2 ODIs.
Any variation in length unintended like that. In other words, just a little bit too short. We've seen it through the day. We're going to see it again tonight as well. Can get punished. And this is brilliant.
The angle, hasn't it? Just skidded on from the newness of these cooker balls and the angle from out the wicket.
Well, such a contrast, isn't it, from England's cautious start, the first part of this game, the start of the afternoon. Sri Lanka, obviously, with this massive challenge, have to get on with it. 48 without loss. We've got a game on our hands here. Sri Lanka 48 from the first 5. They've gone to spin at both ends. Dawson with a lot of experience in this form of the game. Will Jacks, more of a gamble. Well, what on earth has happened there? The luck has changed. That is all I can say. The luck has changed. Not the best ball you'll ever see bowled in Test match cricket, ODI cricket, T20I cricket, or even club cricket. Really nice to catches. Somehow England have picked up a wicket. Jacks has got it.
Shara goes for 22. Sri Lanka 48 for 1.
Well, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Mishara, who had just got himself into such good form in those first 5 overs, and we've just been talking about keeping his shape with the shots over the top, lost it completely against a short, wide turn delivery from. And so Kusal Mendes comes to the crease. And England, Harry Brook, Jacks can count their lucky stars from that one. Mendes gets himself off the mark, just pushes it through that gap, wide, long on, picks up and returns. You can just see how Mishara just came off the shots line, didn't get on top of it. He knew there were runs to be taken there. He knew he got it wrong. Frustration must be immense. And that one is a dreadful ball. You could say worse, but I'm going to say nothing.
Well, do say bad balls in white ball cricket do get you wickets. And Jack certainly got one off the first ball. I think there he got duly what he deserved. It was a rank, long hop, going down the next side, punished for. Big turn. I'm clutching here.
You are clutching. I'll get a bag full of straws for you. Short again. And the gap has been found this time at deep mid-wicket. Right, that's enough. 1 over, off you go. Let's get a real bowler on. 58 for 1. Pitch full of runs, it would seem, today. There's a lot to celebrate for the fans today, that is for sure. Stroke making of the highest class, first of all, from England, and this is an exhilarating attempt to chase already from Sri Lanka.
I don't think it's too short from Dawson. I don't think it was a drag down by any stretch. I think this is good batting. Depth, back of the crease, both feet behind the line. Fight Dawson to bowl Fuller.
Which is just slightly safer. Well, Harry Brook is going to have to do some thinking here, all the way through this chase by the look of it. You might have thought that his innings especially had put England in the strongest possible position. And let's face it, well, in fact, it's already come down below the 300. Another 295 runs from the next 43 odd overs is still a challenge, but Sri Lanka raced away for a start. Strike rates up just under 10s, required rates below 7s now. Phew.
There's conversation just there between, I think it was between Butler and Dawson. Brook was involved, but I don't think he contributed too much. And I think Josh Butler is basically saying to Liam Dawson, try and bowl as flatter and as full as you possibly can, and we protect just behind square on the leg side. So not wanting them to drag it down, bowlers a little bit fuller, but a little bit flatter. And I think Kusal Mendes has been very good on the sweep in this series. I think that's the safer option in the power play for Liam Dawson, rather than bowling a little bit slower, potentially giving length away and being able to cut or pull up.
Well, the message seems to have landed. Shot, great shot. Lovely use of the feet. Great execution. And Sri Lanka are flying as far as the white cricket ball. 12 from the over, 70 for 1.
Well, what a start by Sri Lanka. 70 for 1, going at 10 runs and over. Requirement is now 6.7, but still a long way to go. 288 from 43 overs. A very, very encouraging start for the Sri Lankans. Kusal Mendes, he launches it. One bounce for 4 as I welcome Sohail to the commentary.
It's a staggering reply from Sri Lankan batters. Off to a brisk start, consistently sending the ball towards the boundary line. Yeah, rollicking, you can say the start is, but it'll require every ounce of their skill set to get even closer to the total set by English batters here. Oh, again. Just a little bit short, and that was more than enough for Kusal Mendes, who likes to hit the ball aerial off the back foot. Belligerent, he has become Kusal Mendes.
Indeed. Pace on. First one was 140, next one mid 130s. In both cases, the length was wrong. This is short. The previous one was in the slot. And the Sri Lankan batters are starting to enjoy the bit of extra pace. The mistakes in length have been punished so far, but as you said, Amir, they need every inch of it, every run.
It seems like the pitch has freshened up. Feeling the pressure. Feeling the pressure. Overton already conceded 34 runs into his third over.
Well, that was near 90 miles an hour. That was very quick. But Kusal Mendes will be disappointed because all he wanted was a little tickle. Short fine leg in the circle. That was Bo. Had some bat onto it.
Excellent usage of the feet. Came down the track with all the positivity in the world. And the connection was from the middle of the bat. He kept going. Oh, what a shot. What a shot that was. Use the pace, help the ball on its way.
Well, they've got 19. They've had 15 runs in the over. Of the first 3 balls, and this is the 8th over. Well, that too takes on 145 plus, and look at how he ramps it. Great presence of mind, outthinking the bowler, ready for it, and perfect execution.
You're almost down on his haunches to be able to play that stroke. Heat is on. That's what happened to you. Once you get familiar, you can't hold back. Wasn't able to control that stroke. No elevation, went straight to the captain, who made no mistake. Second wicket down.
See, that's what Sri Lanka needed to guard against. I think that's what we were talking about. This was in the slot. Kusal Mendes couldn't get the elevation. It was a little bit too full. And good sharp catch at mid-off. They'll be relieved. England will want wicket. Oh, yes. That reaction tells you the story. 20 of 9. Sri Lanka in the 8th over, 85-2. Yeah, it's been great entertainment. Absolutely great entertainment. They've had some quality batting, a lot of music, and Pavan Ratnayaka, he's promoted in the order. Dhananjay De Silva used to bat at 4. It's early days in his career, but that's a great vote of confidence.
I think this move has a potential, no doubt about it. Yes, they needed a brisk start. They got it. Now they need a semblance in the middle of the innings. And he's sort of a player who'll work the ball into the gaps and keep on handing the strike to informed batsman Nissanka, who struck the ball very well.
Well, that's enough. This is the look at Kusal Mendes. That was full. Just couldn't get underneath it. No elevation. Good sharp catch. Very good catch. He's relieved. He's definitely relieved.
He started to breathe again. He was feeling the pressure. Went for 15 runs in this over. And a strong reply with a wicket.
Well bowled. Good comeback by Overton with dots. 85-2. Well, very interesting. Look at the final score England got. Look at where they were at the end of 8 overs. 21 for 1. Sri Lanka has been flying 85 for 2. Last 30 balls, 61 runs. But what England did well was their acceleration. The progression was excellent. Current it is. Nissanka. He is picking those legs and he is going over the boundaries. He's not finding boundaries, he's going over it. That's another 6.
Yeah, I was hoping for that length. The reason why he was able to execute, cleared his front leg, went deep in the crease, and gave a real pump. It's a longish boundary on the onside. Needs some power to clear it.
He's on 48. He's just faced 21 deliveries. Reaching outside the leg stump that time. Sri Lanka lost 2 wickets. Mishara gave them a good start, and then Kusal Mendes will be very disappointed with this.
Yeah, he was finding the gaps.
Not with that. That was 4. For 2. On the pads in the gap at mid-wicket. Only a single swinging back into the right-hander.
Yeah, took their chances, Sri Lanka, as their practice to go after the bowlers. Got a good start. In the process, they have lost 2 wickets, and that was a big one. Kusal Mendes can do some serious damage. Now they require a partnership. For more than 100 runs to be able to keep on going their merry way.
He's off the mark. Pawan Ratnayaka, as you said, will take his time, just keep pushing the ball into gaps, maneuvering it. But it's a very simple formula for Sri Lanka. As you said, they need a partnership and they need someone to bat team. And the rest to bat around that person. That's the simple formula. It's about partnership. It's about somebody, 1 or 2 players making it big. He's on 49. And he will get his 50. He will make 50. Of 24 deliveries, he's 18-50 in his career. 2nd versus England. And he's 8th in Sri Lanka.
Well done. Nissanka provided a very good start to his side. His job is not done as yet. He's one who could actually play a big role. He's got the ability to score big hundreds. And Sri Lanka desperately needs such an effort once again from him. The coach appreciating his effort.
Well, it's a dot ball to end the over, 94 for 2. Well, Jamie Walton, he's been very good. 1 for 38 in 3 overs. He's, when I say good, in terms of the wicket, it's a short ball and he's wicket number 2. And that's Pathum Nissanka. Well. Sri Lanka will be mightily disappointed. Tom Banton, the substitute, is the catcher. Pathum Nissanka looks so good. He reaches his 50 and he gets out.
There are full marks to the English captain for sticking with Overton, who's been expensive. Conceded 38 runs in his 3 overs, backed him, and he has responded well with the big wicket. A batter who was timing the ball very well. He's been removed from the centre. 50 was the contribution. Sri Lanka in trouble with 94 for 3.
Well, the captain, Charita Solanka, is out there with Sri Lanka on 94 for 3. And England back in the game big time. That's his strike rate of over 90, average 500, 1750s. And this is exactly what England wanted. 2 new batters. Sunk out for 50 and Pawan Ratnayaka just in. And Asalanka hasn't faced a ball. And what about that for a start? That is brilliant. He makes a statement straight away with the boundary.
What a stroke. Not an easy stroke to execute, especially with the ball around the stumps, creating that angle, high elbow. Never looked to overhit the ball, just timed it beautifully. A great placement. Yeah, his highest score is 127. That's in this situation.
Round the wicket, Overton looking to cramp it with that middle and leg line, just back up a length.
Yeah, that's a peril. But as a batter, you're looking to hit every delivery out of the park. You're bound to make a mistake. You need a lot of luck to be able to do that consistently. Mal wasn't able to hit the ball with the force, to take it over the boundary line, hit the ball straight to the fielder.
Ratnayaka on strike. Goes square 4, the 100 is up. Short and wide, pace on. And he gets it behind point. The 100 is up in the 10th over.
The length was edible for the batter. And the connection, audible. Just use the pace and the width on that occasion. And the ball disappeared like a trace of bullet.
Well, I can tell you that this is a milestone as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, because they never got 100 in the first 10 overs of an ODI game. And they've just done that in the power play. Well, they would have lost 3 because they're after 358, but it's a telling start. They will have to guard against those wickets being lost. Last ball of the over. And he hits it down and down to backward square leg. They get 10 runs in the over, and it's a very good power play in terms of runs. It's 104 for 3. So Ravi Parimal Siri just confirming that that's the first power play that's concluded. 104 for 3, but we're now entering another phase, and that phase includes a man called Adil Rashid. Now, look at England. Massive gap. We're not even looking at the final score, we're just comparing where they were at this stage. But the partnership of 190 plus completely giving England the momentum. But this is the phase that Sri Lanka needs to win if they are to get to 357, and that is to try and overcome this man who has been simply magnificent the way he's bowled. He doesn't have a slip to start with, and not afraid to throw it out.
Yeah, he's not a reluctant batsman to his feet against the spinners. That's a rarity. Ratnaka playing a couple of dot deliveries against the spinner.
What do you think Sri Lanka's plan should be? Should they? I mean, I know it's early days with Adil Rashid, but question to you: will they tell themselves, "Oh, that's gone fine. We will come back to that. That's gone fine." Might go all the way to the boundary. It does. So the point I was trying to make is: are they going to tell themselves, right? Okay, we're not going to take chances with Adil Rashid because he's their best bowler. Let's not give him anything, but we'll concentrate on the others. Do you think that's a sensible plan?
The thinking has to be slightly different. If they are bogged down against Adil Rashid, they have to take chances from the other end. They might lose a wicket or two there. So there has to be a balanced approach. Not afraid to work the ball into the gaps against Adil Rashid, at least score 5 and over. For me, if Sri Lanka are to get very close to the total set by England, they have to bring this required rate under 6. If they manage to do that, things will become easier, and they have to be wary of the fact they cannot afford to lose a wicket here. They need a partnership, and that's why Ratnaka has been promoted up the order. Nicely done, nicely done. 7 already in this over for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, I hear you, particularly with regards to the Rashid factor. Rashid, of course, as a leg spinner, has got wickets, but as you're right, Sri Lanka can't afford to be overcautious against it. But no brainer in terms of a partnership needed. And they'll make 8 runs in that first over of Adil Rashid, which is a very good return from their point of view. They're still going at better than 10 and over. It's 112 for 3. Right, those worms are starting to go in different directions. The red worm has been what should I say, a more measured approach. This is that power play. Sri Lanka got off to a brilliant start, but then this was what happened with Jack's first delivery. Pathum Nissanka was brilliant and promised a lot. Kusal Mendes joined in the fun, and his dismissal. Jack's it is. And then, of course, the wicket of Pathum Nissanka. That was huge. And Overton banging it short, going after him, caught in the deep. So those are the 3 wickets. Sri Lanka will be pleased with their run rate. But I mean, what England will be telling themselves is they've got 3.
4-5, Jackson. Yeah, full credit to English captain and also Overton. Yes, he gave away plenty of runs, but picked up 2 important wickets. And those 2 wickets have kept England ahead in this game.
Let's look at the bowling. Now, the Rashid factor we speak about is it could work both ways. If Sri Lanka looks to go after Rashid, that will rub off on the rest of the bowling, with the rest of the bowling being under pressure because their best bowler being taken for runs. So Sri Lanka will be mindful, but as you said, the balance is important. Jacks now going in with a more defensive line, going round the wicket with his fielders spread on the leg side. Mid-off goes back, cover comes in. So he's going to bowl that leg stump line because obviously they would have understood that it's that extra cover area.
He's got a peculiar action, Will Jakes. He stutters a bit before he releases the ball, and for a batter, it requires getting used to the action, and that's why we see these two batters being watchful. Yeah, a bit of Roma turned the off down, and that was used by Ratnaka.
Very, very useful. 5 runs with that boundary of the last ball. 117 for 3. I think everybody at the grounds, the crowd, the media, the commentators, everyone watching have been fully entertained so far. Some magnificent batting. And this was almost touched the gloves, doesn't matter. Went down for 4 and Sri Lanka will take it. Rashid it is. Short and wide, punched couple here. So Sri Lanka preferring to get on the back foot that time.
And that's the whipping of that glove. Still good enough to beat the fielder. Had too many lights. That ball, I'm afraid the fielder had only 2.
Another single. This is good batting. Well, Sri Lanka will, and they do know that building an innings is not only hitting boundaries, but it's about working into gaps, working bowlers, pressure with those singles and 2s. They've got 3 of the first 2 deliveries. So they'll challenge fielders. Now those fielders have come in a little bit in the 30-yard circle with Sri Lanka dropping and running.
Yeah, some will say it's all about keeping abreast of the required run rate, but for next 5 or 10 overs, if the Sri Lankan batters they keep on going with a rate of 5, they'll still be in the game. They'll be requiring a couple of overs, big overs, to get back into the game. They need to be sensible.
So the modern game, with so much of T20 cricket played, I mean, they'll just back themselves. England got 130 in the last 10, with 2 set batters going into the 40th over, the last 10 overs. So you bat deep, you got wickets in hand, you will always back yourself.
And Sri Lanka back deep in this game. They got the services of Hasaranga as well. There's a good enough batter. Can score runs briskly.
Well, at the moment, Sri Lanka are very watchful against Rashid. 5 balls, 4 runs, but that run rate is over 9. Requirement is 6.38. And a dot to end the over. 13 done. Still Sri Lanka's rate is very good. 121 for 3. .237 of 37. That's the requirement. Sri Lanka 121 for 3. wickets the key for sure. That's not rocket science. England will be after that. Right, a run off the first ball. England wouldn't mind trading those runs for wickets. So at the moment, they're going at more than 9. They were going at 10, but they'll be telling us we've got 3 of their top batters out. So that will be obviously their plan.
Yet this surface hasn't offered anything to the spinners. So the bowlers, especially the spinners, are reliant on batters' mistake. So if these two batters keep on batting sensibly, like it's aforementioned, for another 5 or 10 overs, they'll feel they have a chance in this game. And that was held up on the surface for a change.
Yeah, it's how you kind of construct the foundation, because there will be wickets lost. The last 2 close to each other, matter of 9 runs, now a partnership of 29. So Sri Lanka will 10 overs. 100 runs is a possibility if you got wickets in hand. Oh, how about that? Did he get back? Will this be? Well, he's gone upstairs. England body language.
TV umpire to the director. We have an umpire review for stumped. I've checked the bowlers. Fair delivery, best side on angle. There we go. Ball's taken clean by the wicket keeper. Keep going forward, keep going forward, keep going forward until the bat is grounded behind the popping piece when the wickets are broken. I'm ready to make my decision.
Now, it's a not out, but I'm very interested to know why the umpire didn't call it a wide, unless he brushed the pad. Well, that, I think, is an interesting call, because you can be stumped off a wide, that's for sure.
Do you want us to ask the umpire why wasn't it a wide? Oh, it has started to turn. What a delivery to finish the over. 124 for 3.
$20 runs in the 4 overs after the end of the first power play. 104 Sri Lanka made. Tremendous start, even though they lost the 3 wickets. Now the requirement, a partnership. They do not need to keep up with the innings run rate. The required rate around 6.5. It's how you break it down, how you simplify matters for yourself. Here. Keep going around 5 and over from here till about the 30th. 140 of 20. 7 and over in the last 20. A target is visible, but wickets in hand, Harmy.
Yeah, the wickets in hand are huge. If there's 7 wickets in hand at that point, Russell, I think you've got a game on.
That up high. But Mark, a good use of the feet. He tried that in the previous over, but it was blocked. But this time, out he came.
Not trying to hit it too hard either. Just placement. Jacks hit extra cover down the wicket there early. All of a sudden, nice and comfortable. The challenge was always going to be Russell Adil got so far ahead in the power play. His biggest danger was Adil Rashid.
He's searching for wickets and bowling it slower. You tend to get the turn, the bite. That's what we've seen right throughout the series and on Sri Lankan pitches. That's what Rashid's trying. Go higher, slower, and get it to dip. Sri Lankans haven't really used their feet. They've opted to play off the crease, and that's played into the hands of a lot of spinners or visiting spinners. The moment you look to play off the pitch, just like what Sri Lanka did, you're in trouble. You need to get it off the hand.
If you're not picking it, yeah. Adil Rashid as well. He's trying to get the right speed and the right length.
Born a soft dismissal. Charit Asalankas just shipped it to short.
Talking about right speed and right length. That was the wrong speed and the wrong length from captain, and now that is real trouble for not trying to hit it up, not trying to hit. Just get it on, just a touch. Captain knows exactly what that wicket means. Sri Lanka goes for 13, and Sri Lanka a bit of trouble here, 131 for 4.
The pressure. Successful over for Rashid. 131 for 4. All batters in double figures. 358 the target. The ability against the spinners when they slow it down. That's what will be the difference. England did it really well, and the Sri Lankan batters matched that. It's not about the boundaries or the big hits.
I think that's the challenge that Brook and Root had. They're constantly putting fielders under pressure, but there, Adil Rashid, Sri Lanka didn't quite get over the top of it. Just pulled it straight to the wicket.
Clever. Good little player, Pawan Ratnayaka. Giving him the opportunity up the order seems to be a good one. Seems to be able to maneuver the ball around, uses his feet. That tells me that he's reading that ball out of the hand rather than waiting to read off the pitch. That's late. You're late if that happens.
And he's also picking length up very well. So there, a little feint. So feint coming forward there. So Will Jack just dragged it down a little bit. Batting.
අතරින් කැබී පෙනෙන පන්දියවන්නා තමයි අඩිල් රෂිඩ් ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමේ කඩලු 3ක්ම දවා ගන්නට සමත් වුණා. පන්දු අර 10යි ලකුණු 44කට. විශේෂයෙන්ම ගත්තම ඔවුන්ගේ දඟපන්දියවන්නන් ඉතාම සාර්ථක සමත් වුණා. ඉතාම වේගින් පන්දුවට පහර දුන්නා. විශේෂයෙන් මතක් කරන්නට ඕන අවසන් පන්දු වාරයේදී කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස් ලකුණු 90 නම් එහා අන්ති හිටියේ විශේෂයෙන් දුල්ලාලගේ ලකුණක් ලබාගෙන කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස්ට අවස්ථාව දුන්නත් පමණයි කුසල් මෙන්ඩිස් රැස් කරගත්තේ. එම නිසා ඔහු ඉතුරු පන්දු අතරට විශේෂයෙන්ම අන්තිම පන්දු වාරයේදී ඔහු ලකුණු 6 පාරක් සහ 4 පාරවල් 3ක් සමගින් ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම වඩාත් ස්ථාවර තරගයේ ජයග්‍රහණය කළ හැකි ස්ථානයකට රැගෙන ආවා. ඔහුගේ ප්‍රහාරය සමග ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායම පන්දු වාර 50 අවසානයේ ලකුණු 270ක් කුළු 6කට රැස් කරගන්නට සමත් වුණා. විශේෂයෙන්ම පන්දු යැවීම පැත්තෙන් බැලූ කල විශේෂයෙන්ම එංගලන්ත පන්දු යවන්නන් එක්ස්ට්‍රා, ඒ කියන්නේ අමතර පන්දු, වයිට් පන්දු, ඒ වගේම ලෙග් බයි පන්දු වලින් විශේෂයෙන් ලකුණු 20කට අධික සංඛ්‍යාවක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා ලකුණු 20ක් හරියටම ලබා දී තිබෙනවා ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට. ඒ අනුව ශ්‍රී ලංකා පළමුවෙනුවට සමත් වුණා ලකුණු 271ක් රැස් කරගන්න කඩුළු 6කට. යනු අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට සුබ පතමු. කෙසේ හෝ අද ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමට මෙම තරගයේ ජයග්‍රහණය කරගන්නට හැකියාවක් ලැබේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමු. ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය ක්‍රීඩා ලෝලින් විදියට අපි ඔබට සාදරයෙන් ගෞරවයෙන් යුක්තව ඇරයුම් කරනවා සුබග නිවුස් නාලිකාව සබ්ස්ක්‍රයිබ් කර තබා ගන්න. ක්‍රීඩාවේ තොරතුරු අපි ඔබ වෙතට සමීප කරනවා. එසැනින් නිවැරදිව තොරතුරු ඔබට ලබා දෙන්නට අප සූදානමින් සිටිනවා. එනිසා ඔබට යලි යලිත් සිහිපත් කරනවා අද මේ
Agent literally does everything. Watch. I just created my own
කෙල කරන ඔෆ් ස්ටම්ප් එක දෙසට. නමුත් පිටිකරුවා විතරම පන්දුව ඇදී ආවා ගඟ කැවි. ඉදිරි පාදයේ ගහන්නට තිබුණ පන්දුවක් හැටියට ඒදී සඳහන් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ශ්‍රී ලංකා පිටිකරුවන් තුල මා දකින විශේෂත්වය තමයි ඒක දුර්වලකම. හැම පන්දුවටම පහරක් ගහන්න උත්සාහ කරනවා. බලන්න ජෝ රූට්. හරි ආකාරී වුණ අවස්ථා අපිට දකින්න. මේ පන්දුව කෙව්වේ නැහනේ ඔය පුනරූපන අපි දකින්නේ. බලන්න කිසි විදිහකවත් පන්දුව කෙව්වේ නැහැ. අවසන් මොහොතේ වාසනාවට පිටේ වදිනවා. නවදුනා නම් ක්ලීන් බෝල්.
ඩොසන් නැවතත් කැඳවා තිබෙන්නේ. ඩොසන් තරමක් වේගයෙන් පන්දු යොමු කරනවා. උත්සාහ කරන්නේ වේගයෙන් පිටිකරුව පීඩනයට ලක් කරන්න.
හැබැයි මේ තනතිරුව තුල වේගයෙන් සමගම ලකුණු ලබා ගන්නට පුළුවන්. මද වේගය අඩු කළොත් පිටිකරුවා වෙත පන්දුව එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා රාත්‍රී කාලයේදී ඇදී එන පන්දුව වේගවත් අන්දමින් පහර එල්ල කිරීමට ලෙහෙසි.
ඒ වගේම වේගය අඩු කරනවත් සමග දඟ කැවීම තියුණුයි. අදින් රෂීඩ්ගේ අපි හොඳින් දුටුවා.
අදින් රෂීඩ් ඩෝසන්ට වඩා හාත්පස වෙනස්. ඔහුගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් ඔහුගේ පළපුරුද්ද ලෙග් ස්පින් පන්දියවන්නකු හැටියට ඔහු ස්ප්‍රේන් කරන ක්‍රමවේදය ආදී වශයෙන් ගත් කල තනතිරුව තමයි අද දිනේදී ලකුණු තිබුණු බැව් පැහැදිලි සඳහන් කරේ 40 වෙනි පන්දු වලින් පස්සේ එංගලන්ත කණ්ඩායම.
ඩොසන්ගේ පන්දුවේ මේ විශේෂත්වය ඔහුට තරම් ලොකු දඟ කැවීමක් නැහැ. නමුත් විකට් ටු විකට් කඩුල කෙලින්න ඔහු පන්දු යොමු කරනවා. මේ දේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා දඟ පන්දු යවන්නන්ට කර ගැනීමට හැකියාව ලැබුණේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා මැද පන්දු වාර තුලදී හොඳින් ලකුණු රැස් කිරීම සිදු කරා.
පන්දුවල තුල එක ලකුණක් පමණයි තාමත් ලබා ගැනීමට අවස්ථාවක් සලසා දී තිබෙන්නේ. මේට පෙර ලකුණු 30ක් ලබා ගැනීමට සමත් වෙනවා. පන්දුවර 4ක් ක්‍රියාත්මක වද්දී වේගයෙන් ලකුණු අතරට පිවිසෙමින්.
මොකද පන්දුවක් ආරක්ෂාකාරී වයි.
ඒක ජනත් ලියනගේ පන්දුවට පහර දෙමින් සිටින්නේ.
රත් හොඳ පන්දුවක් තරමක් දඟ කැවීමක් එවර තිබුණා. ජනත් ලියනගේ සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම පීඩනයට ලක් වූ පන්දුවක් ලෙස නම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. 156යි 4යි පන්දු වාර 22ක් අවසන්.
විශේෂයෙන්ම ජනිත් ලියනගේට පන්දුව වේගෙන් පැමිණෙනවා සාමාන්‍ය දඟ කැවීමක් සිදු වෙන හැබැයි අඟල් 9 සීමාව තුළ පන්දුව පත කරනවා. පිටිකරුවාට ඉඩ කඩක් එන්නට. මන්ද ශ්‍රී ලංකා පන්දය වන්න තුළ ඒ දැක්කේ නැහැ. මේ ප්‍රතිඵලය තමයි රිසිසේ පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්නේ.
එංගලන්ත කණ්ඩායම බිම දිගේ ලකුණු 4.
ඔව් ඒ තමයි ලබාගත යුතු පහරක් දෙකක් ගහන්නට. දිගටම වෙන්නට ගියොත් පන්දු යවන්නා ශක්තිමත් වෙනවා. ඒ ශක්තිමත් වීමට පෙර ආතෝ පහලා ඔහුගේ ඉලක්කය වෙනස් කරන්නට උන. මේ තනතිරේ ලකුණු තිබෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ලොබේ පන්දු කරා පහරවල් එල්ල කළ යුතුයි. නමුත් ආරක්ෂාකාරී. දැන් අර බලන්නේ පහර එල්ල කරද්දී පවන් රත්නායක තමගේ පිටේ ඉන්නට පිටින් පන්දු ඇදියාවේ. ඒ වාසිය ඔහු ලබා ගන්න.
වේගෙන් කඩල අතර දිව ගියා. එක් ලකුණක් පහසුවෙන් සම්පූර්ණ කරා. ඒ වගේම පවන් රත්නායකගේ විශේෂත්වය ඔහු ඉදිරියට පැමිණෙද්දී මේ පිටදඟ පන්දු යවන්නාට ඉදිරියට එද්දී ඔහු කඩුල්ල කෙලින් පැමිණෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාදඟ පන්දු යවන්නාට ඉදිරියට පැමිණෙද්දී ලයින් එක කවර් කරමින් පැමිණෙනවා. ඒ ඉතාමත් හොඳින් පන්දු යවන්නන්න කියවීමක් ලෙස දකින්න පුළුවන්.
අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලයින් එක කවර් කර යුතුයි. තමා ආරක්ෂා වීමට නම් ඒ තාමත් වැදගත් පිටිකරන යෙදෙන්නට එය ප්‍රගුණ කර ගැනීම තුළින් ලොකු දිගු ගමනක් ඔහුට යන්නට පිළිවන් පිටිකරියෙකු හැටියට.
මේ ආකාරයෙන්ම තමයි මැද පන්දුවාර වලදී එංගලන්ත කණ්ඩායම ක්‍රියාත්මක චෝරුට් සහ හැරි බ්‍රූක් මම ලකුණක් කරා වේගයෙන් එවරද්දි යනවා. දෙදෙනා අතර දැන් හොඳ අවබෝධයක් ගොඩ නැගී තිබෙනවා.
හැබැයි ජනිත් ලියනගේට වේගවත් පහරක් ගහන්න තිබුණ පන්දුවක් මා දකින හැටියට මේ පන්දුව තාමත් පහසුවෙන් තමා වෙතට එන්නේ. ජනිත් ලියනගේ පන්දුවට පහර දුන්නු සොරයාතෙන් ගත් කල තත්ත්වය වෙනස්. නමුත් ඊට පෙර ආතුව පන්දුව මන්ද පළපුරුදු ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් ජනිත් ලියනගේ තදින් පහර ගහන්නට පුළුවන්. ඔහු වඩාත් ආරක්ෂා වෙනවා මේ පීඩනය සමගම ලොකු ගමනක් ලකුණු ලබා ගැනීම.
පිටිකරුවන්ට නිතරම පවසන කාරණේ